Well, joining us at this stage, Dr. Vandana Singh, chairperson of the Aviation Cargo Federation, Aviation Industry in India, and Air Marshal Sanjeev Kapoor as well. Thank you both very much for being with us. Air Marshal Kapoor, in light of this new video, which we can roll out now once again, it shows a different angle. It shows the entire takeoff run of this Boeing 787. It flew for approximately 30 seconds before crashing. You can see the moment where it stops climbing any further and it went down. Based on this new video, do you have any new thoughts? We've been talking to you throughout the day.
See, Vishnu, what I gather from this video is that the highest point, I was watching in some other channel, the ADS-B has given a height of 425 feet from above the ground level as the maximum height which the aircraft has attained. And they have calculated the rate of descent at around 475 feet per minute. So that gives, from the highest point at the end of the runway, about 50 odd seconds before impact to the crew. Now, in this 50 seconds which the crew has got, they've been able to give a mayday call. And rest, I'm sure they would be working in the cockpit to see whether to get the things going, how to get the thrust back. Various factors could be put across for this kind of a loss. If you see the video which I am seeing now on your channel, it's a gentle mushing into the ground. The attitude of the nose is very high, so it indicates low speed. Now, one thing which has happened, but which I would like to put across through your channel to the viewers and the people, the decision makers, is that we need to have a serious look at the buildings and obstacles which have come around our airfields. Hypothetically, if there was a clear area ahead, hypothetically, we wouldn't have lost anybody on ground. And if the aircraft with this attitude of mushing into the ground had put down in a clear patch the aircraft, I'm sure there would have been many, many survivors, much more. So one thing that the action which the government through Civil Aviation Ministry and internal mechanism with the various state governments and departments will have to take is to have a relook at the approach and the takeoff funnel. When we fly, we are very wary of the large amount of obstacles which have come up recently. The buildings, heights, though the clearances are given, but the regulatory body to monitor the TV towers or the dishes or the antennas or the water tanks or the other structures which have come up in this approach funnel is something which we will have to look at. And secondly, this attitude which is going down is indicated that the crew must have opened full throttle, full power. The height is not adequate to be converted onto speed. We trade off in flying height versus speed. So if the aircraft had a little more height, they would have lowered the attitude, build up speed, and thereafter tried to clean up the aeroplane by taking all the drag devices in. But in this case, the crew must have been very busy for those 45 to 50 seconds, whatever the time they have got after the call before impact, to somehow get the things going. That is my thought at this stage.
Air Marshal, what is significant is that there was enough power in the engines for it to get to what's called V1, the speed at the decision speed beyond which you are bound to actually take off. Even if there's an engine failure, with the second engine, you should have enough power to actually continue climbing. There didn't appear to be anything terribly wrong in that takeoff run. The pilots obviously felt that they had enough speed behind them. Something appears to have gone wrong right at the end, as they were in the process of taking off.
See, at this stage, just a little before this, it has reached the highest point of this flight. See, the aircraft has flown in from Delhi to Ahmedabad. So the other parameters of the engines and the other systems would have worked perfectly fine. That's how the aircraft has come from Ahmedabad, from Delhi to Ahmedabad. The aircraft would have just refueled, loaded on the passengers and on way. Of course, the contributory factors which I've been telling on your channel since afternoon could have been, high temperatures, full load, max fuel, the other performance parameters. They're all contributory factors to recover the aircraft much better. But there are onboard computers which give you all the performance parameters, which tell you the V1. V1 is the speed, it is the decision making speed, and there is something called as VR, that is the rotation speed.
Yeah.
So the aircraft first approaches the V1, then it goes to the VR speed. So VR is the speed at which that is the velocity at which the aircraft is rotated to get airborne, and that depends on a lot of factors and has a lot of performance things embedded into that, and that includes weight, altitude, temperature, and other factors. So I'm sure the computers and the crew would have seen all this. That's why they got airborne. Now something here has happened here exactly in the video now that has allowed the aircraft to mesh into ground. Now, what could that be? Would be emerging after the
black boxes are found. Just some more information coming in at this stage. Air India is organizing 2 relief flights, one each from Delhi and Mumbai to Ahmedabad for the next of kin and passengers and Air India staff. Details of the flights are being shared. It's out on their Twitter page. We'll try and have that out on our website as well. But there's a flight from Delhi to Ahmedabad, Ahmedabad to Delhi, Mumbai to Ahmedabad, Ahmedabad to Mumbai. The next of kin of passengers and staff in Delhi and Mumbai wanting to travel on these flights can contact a hotline number, and that number is out there in the Air India tweet. So if you are somebody who is a friend or a family member of somebody who was on this flight and you want to get to Ahmedabad, Air India has opened up this way of doing that. Additionally, those coming in from international destinations and wanting to travel can call our hotline, and they've given a number as well. So this is what the airline is doing. The CMD of Air India, Campbell Wilson, also spoke a little while back where he said that the airline is doing whatever it can to help and that the process of investigations will start immediately, but it might take a little bit of time. So they're looking very, very closely at all of these links, all of these various angles to try and figure out what exactly has taken place. That's what we know. Dr. Vandana Singh, any thoughts, on what you see? And it's the first crash of a Boeing 787 Dreamliner.
Thank you, Vishnu, for having me on your show. It's an honor. What we see, of course, is heartbreaking because the Dreamliner has got a very robust history, and Dreamliner is a pretty healthy, safe aircraft. Of course, there have been a lot of theories, a lot of speculations, and only the real thing will come out when the black box or the flight data recorder is out and the investigating authorities come out with actually what happened. What we see here in the video is that it was tail heavy, and probably from what I am seeing is that there was a massive electrical or a software system failure which caused total electrical, what you call FADEC, full authority digital engine control, to fail. And then the aircraft came down. Again, this is a speculation. And why I'm saying this, Vishnu, is because I was hearing a passenger who was on the same flight from New Delhi to Ahmedabad. And this is the same equipment that took off from Ahmedabad for Gatwick. Now, he clearly mentioned that the air conditioning was not working inside the aircraft at all. However, people said, wow, it's just about an hour's flight or so, we will bear it out. And normally, somebody who would wear a full sleeves was probably taking off the jacket and sitting and fanning themselves up. So the air conditioning, as I understand, and you will hear from other passengers as well, which were on the incoming flight of the same equipment that was not working, which tells me that this could be a full electrical failure. And by the time the pilot realized it, the takeoff happened. And then it suddenly came down, and we can see that it came down without gaining any lift. It could not gain any lift.
How crucial is it to quickly find the flight data recorders, the black box as it were, because we really need to know what went wrong. The 787 in service with airlines around the world. Air India itself operates many Dreamliners.
See, as we speak, the effort would be on to locate the FDR and CVR, as we call. The whole thing will have to be collaborated fast because, as per the ICAO directions, there would be agencies from Europe, FAA, Boeing, and our own AIB would be constituted in a part of the complete team, which will go into this accident investigation. I did mention in some other channels that many times in the previous accidents, they have co-opted certain investigating members from the Indian Air Force. Indian Air Force is the only organization in this country which runs a specialized accident prevention and accident investigation course. And it's a certified course for 3 months. And large amount of people from across civil aviation and certain bodies do come and attend this course. So one of the recommendations through your forum I would like to make, because India has got the fastest aviation market in the world, civil aviation. So in the coming days, the air traffic is going to go up, and these kind of regulatory aircraft accident prevention and investigations are going to happen more in the coming years.
Got a statement from Tata Trust at this stage. Noel Tata, remember Air India is a Tata airline. It's owned by the Tatas. We are deeply saddened by the tragic accident involving Air India Flight 171 on its journey from Ahmedabad to London. This heart-wrenching incident has brought immense grief to countless families, and our thoughts are with all those who have lost their loved ones today. We extend our heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and stand in solidarity with them during this unimaginable time. We offer our prayers and support as they navigate this profound loss.